Hello, I'm Stephen Engle, Bloomberg Television's chief North Asia correspondent here in Hong Kong, and I'd like to welcome in our guest, Jane Sun, Trip.com CEO. Jane, great to see you. So obviously, the world has gone up and down as far as the pandemic. Some parts of the world are opening up. Other parts, like China and here in Hong Kong, a little bit more restrictive. What is your outlook right now as we come out of this wave in China and also as the rest of the world opens up and airlines are flying at full capacity? What's your outlook for the rest of this year for the travel industry?
Yes, thanks for having me. We remain to be very optimistic about the travel industry in the long run. What we saw in the rest of the world should be very indicative that travel will rebound really rapidly once the border opens. China is a big country with 1.4 billion people, and we know from our data that the pent-up demand is very strong. What we have seen in our trends is concluded in 4 S's. The first one is smaller group. Rather than traveling with bigger group before pandemic, now people try to travel with a smaller group. They normally hire a driver, tour guide with their family or close friends. The second S is people also pay lots of attention to safety. The third S is short booking window. And the last S is people pay lots of attention to sustainability. So in our selection, we indicate the hotels which promotes eco-friendliness, as well as the airlines, which promotes eco-friendliness during their travel. So these are the trends that we have seen so far.
Is it too early to project when China is going to come out of its travel slump, at least domestically? Because Shanghai is just coming out of lockdown. Other areas in China are still having some movement restrictions. Can you kind of have any clarity? Unlike the rest of the world, where like Alaska Airlines CEO says he's never seen it this busy. Other areas are also seeing big bookings for this summer. How down is China this summer?
Yeah, so far after Shanghai lockdown is over, we have seen positive trends, particularly in the southern part of China and the west side of the China. The data we have seen are getting very close for this area towards the 2019 pre-COVID level. So hopefully we can keep the infection of the virus down, as well as boost the travel industry.
Jane, how are you seeing the rising ticket price environment? And of course, jet fuel prices have been rising quite sharply. Is that a deterrent at all? Or are people really latching onto this revenge travel theme and they're willing to pay extra to travel now?
Yeah, so far we have seen the impact is manageable. Lots of people are traveling for business because they need to catch up with their business partners. So the demand is quite resilient. And also the summer holiday is coming. A lot of families are trying to plan with their families for the summer holiday. So we have seen the impact from the fuel prices is manageable so far.
Are you seeing a dramatic increase with the Persian Gulf carriers like Qatar or Emirates really starting to take some of those passengers who want to travel, say, from the, where I am here in Hong Kong to the United States? I have to say, I've been in Asia 32 years, and for the first time ever, I went to the U.S. through Qatar. And later this summer, I'm going through Dubai to get to the U.S. Have you seen a dramatic shift because of either flight bans or reduced capacity across the Pacific, that Middle Eastern carriers are getting a big bump up?
Yes, we have seen that the airlines, whoever aboard making the move into the area, have got lots of passengers. So we work with Qatar, we work with all the airlines in Asia. So they have made very good moves to serve the customer in the region.
When do you think we're going to be back to pre-pandemic levels as a global aviation industry?
We are hoping that the global aviation industry can respond to the pent-up demand very quickly once the demand is back to normal. From our data on the back end, the interest for people to travel across the world is very strong. So our team is getting ready, making sure our connectability is there. So once the demand is back to normal, we are able to serve our customers well.
What's the big challenge right now that you see from your vantage point? I mean, I know here in Hong Kong, we have a problem. Cathay Pacific is down to about 2% of its capacity for passenger flights. Its role as a regional aviation hub is seriously restricted because of the COVID restrictions and the lengthy quarantines and the potential flight bans. Can this, from your vantage point, can an international hub like Hong Kong rebound quickly, or is it going to take a long time?
I hope the international hubs can rebound quickly for a couple of reasons. First of all, many of the cities are being opened up. So these cities have been accumulating a lot of experience as well as the data, which will give valuable advice to the cities that is still being opened up later on. Secondly, the vaccine rate for many countries are rising, so that gives more confidence for the people to travel later on. Thirdly, we also have more data from the rest of the world to show how we can make sure people are safe when they are traveling. That also can boost the confidence for the people around the world. So we remain to be optimistic.
Jane Sun, CEO of Trip.com, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.